everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street NOLA, and I'm here to talk to you about the Leo full moon that is happening tomorrow, February 16th. It will be happening at 27 degrees of Leo, and that's important to recognize because that's in the last decan, and so when things are in the last decan, it's usually signs of mastery. There is about a million things happening at the same time, so we're probably going to go over three. Let's just keep it simple. So this is a full moon in Leo, which means the sun and the moon are opposing each other. The sun is still in Aquarius, and in the zodiac, Leo and Aquarius are opposites. So at this time, you might be feeling a little tension, which is important because what keeps coming up is this idea of letting go in a big way. And, you know, when we do talk about full moons, we do talk about release. But what's interesting with this full moon is that the idea of letting go is sort of manifesting physically in our bodies. So a lot of us are having a little more anxiety. Some of us are having headaches. Some of us can feel, I've been feeling pressure in my ears, which is very interesting. But also I've had to tell myself, like, Jamie, you need to let go. Like, I realize, like, my shoulders are up to my ears because I'm like this, you know, and so, it was just like, let go. So it's important with this Leo full moon to really, you know, tap into this physicality, like the body, and see where you're holding this stress and see where you're holding things that no longer serve you, just energetically, and let them go. This is a big moon to burn through really like lower egoic stories and lower egoic ideas, okay? You know, Leo is the ego, but Leo has upgraded itself. You know, now it's like, you know, the gentle lion. You know, we've talked about Leo, like we've all upgraded because we've moved out of the lower vibes from the age of Pisces and we're in the age of Aquarius, right? And so this is the first full moon that we have in this age of Aquarius this year. So, and it's 222, it's the number 6, right? Which is the Lover's card, which is important. I'm going to come back to that. And so it is important to let go of this lower egoic looking outside of oneself to find what it is that lights you up. It's still important to start talking to yourself and having these conversations. And I know you might be like, Jesus, James, sounds like a big theme that's been happening since 2019, and it has. But the difference is now we're here, okay? And it's now, okay? Like, I know I always say like it's happening, but it's now. This new energy is here. I think back when I was talking about this stuff earlier, you know, which is true. You don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like until it's here, and now it's here. Even like when we can see or feel, I don't know, however you guys do it, or hear the energy coming, well, now it's present. Like, so you kind of prepare and you keep doing these things. And so now when it's here, my friend said, Jesus, this month's kicking my ass. But she was okay with it kicking her ass. It was like she could see the other side of it, you know. It was just like, oh, okay. When I think before, when we're preparing for things, you know, we're scared. We don't know. But then when it's here and it's happening, it's like, okay. I mean, there is that anticipation, I guess, or that idea or the feeling of still not knowing. But there is that comfort of stability because you feel you will know what to do when it arises. And that's the difference to where we are now versus where we were before and where we will be going forward. The idea too with this full moon, I keep that this is not me. Like, the idea that I'm saying this is like totally not me. Like, I get these like mantras and sayings and I get how they resonate with people, but I usually don't say these kind of things, but it's really like fortune favors the brave. That just keeps coming up over and over again. And I guess like brave with lion, And it can be any sort of brave with you, right? Like, how are you brave today? Where are you meeting life head on in life today? Like, that is a big theme. It's my friend Helen was saying, let reality be reality, right? So meet reality today. Where are you today? Not where were you, but where are you today? It's important to be present. It's important to see where you are today. It's important to let all those other things go. The North Node is in Taurus. So what that's illuminating is how we see ourselves abundantly. It is illuminating like physical money, but like, how do we relate with money nowadays? Before, our egos were and self-worth were very tied up in the idea of money and how much we make and what car we drive. And, we were all there, we lived it. But we keep getting these upgrades, right? That North Node is what we're striving for. And so it's the higher idea of money and abundance. So where are we now in that, right? Like, we are not tied up in that anymore, right? Our Leo sides and our, how we shine isn't necessarily tied to because I make this amount a year, right? And, we're becoming more logical about like, this amount of years not getting me shit. I need to make more money. Like, I need a living wage. Like, the veil has been lifted on what it is that we seek and what we perceive and what we feel is worthy of our time, worthy of our hearts, worthy of our minds, right? And so with this full moon, we're releasing a lot of those old stories that no longer serve us in order to get to where we need to be with that North Node, okay? At the same time, and this is where it gets a little dicey if you guys aren't following along very well, but it's okay. That North Node is getting trined by Pluto. Pluto is still in Capricorn, right? We're going up to our big Pluto return. Here it is. Excuse me. Okay. My dogs are not being kind. So we're getting up to that big Pluto return. So Capricorn, Pluto's still in Capricorn, and Pluto is trining the North Node. At the same time, it's still sextiling. Pluto is sextiling the South Node where Scorpio is, okay? The North Node and South Node, the North Node is what we're moving towards. The South Node is what we are rising. It's what's rising, right? So if you think of those lower vibes of Scorpio, you know what they are. Manipulation, lying, all those things. You guys can look them up. But those are coming up to the surface, or places where we feel insecure are coming up to the surface in order for us to highlight them and have a talk with them and get rid of them, to heal them, okay? A lot of times we call these blind spots, right? At the same time, it's not Scorpio's job to be in this lower energy anymore, right? Scorpio is going through the South Node in order for it to get its rebirth, if you will, okay? Gemini went through the South Node. We just came out of Gemini in the South Node, so now we've had this idea that we're out of duality, right? We have options. It's not black or white. It's not, you got it. We've got options, right? So now the South Node is in Scorpio, and it's really bringing all these things up, coming to the light. I cannot tell you how gaslighting deflection is just really not going to keep working anymore. Okay, we've all caught on to this. It's when you're gaslighting and you're manipulating, it's coming up so we can be like, oh, that's what that is, right? Because we're going into stability, right? And stability goes back to that North Node, which is Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus likes to be stable. Taurus is known to be, with money. Scorpio's told to be with like other people's money. But you can also see money as abundance, and if you feel insecure, then you don't feel worthy and you don't feel abundant, right? And so this is all looping back around into now that we're in this age of Aquarius, where it is about the individual and it is about feeling stable with oneself, okay? It is about feeling, how you individually perceive the world and how that's okay and how we can live among it and in it. Okay. I always tell my little star seeds, just because just because you're in this world doesn't mean you're of it, but you are in it, right? And you are here for a reason. You are here to have an earth experience. You are here to experience everything life has to offer, good and bad, but you're also here to keep transforming that, right? Transforming, which is Pluto. And I know we're here talking about this full moon, but it all kind of goes together, right? So we said Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto's been trining the north node and sextiling the south node since, I think, the 3rd or 4th of February. And then it kind of moves out of that on the 17th. And then we have the Pluto return on the 22nd for the USA. And I don't think there's going to be a huge bombshell happening then. Okay, you guys, I just feel like if you're paying attention, everything that's needing to change is showing you what needs to change. Okay. There's also the fixed signs, which are Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, right? So all the things I just mentioned, right? North node, Taurus, south node, Scorpio, sun is in Aquarius, moon is in Leo, right? Well, where everything is happening tomorrow, the planets are in a grand cross, okay? Which to me is laying a new foundation. I know I've heard other astrologers say, these are fixed signs, they're stubborn, they don't want to move, but the reality of it is they have, okay? They're bringing in this new energy. We need to catch up with that energy. If you're feeling just anxious, it's because this new energy is here and you just have to soothe yourself. Yes, which is actually one of the cards that I pulled. You need to soothe yourself and letting yourself know it's okay to move into this new energy, okay? We are not going to be able to we're not going to be able to keep thriving in that old energy because we've just all leveled up, okay? So in order to thrive, we need to start getting used to this new energy, and it's here. And so it's here. If we feel a little, you know what to do, you guys. Take baths, go for walks, listen to fun music. I always say listen to upbeat music maybe this time. Luckily, the days are getting longer, even if you guys are still getting pelted with snow. But those are the things that you do. And when you take those moments of gratitude, that's what changes it. That's what, puts you into your heart, takes you out of your mind, and starts bringing in this new energy, okay? So just know that's all here, and it's all happening, and this is all happening fast, right? I get it. When you look at these things, you can see it building, and building, and a lot of times, before we kept saying, it's going to take you kicking or screaming, if you don't do those things. I remember those are very popular things to say a few years ago. But I'm very proud of everybody because we have been doing the work. And I know because I know because I see it, right? So I am proud of you. And when these things are coming up, you are able to hold it together, right? You are able to be like, I am having a bad day or these things, but the difference is you can see the light on the other side. And the difference is you're sticking up for yourselves. You guys are holding your boundaries, right? When Pluto's in here, Pluto's trining that north node in Taurus. But you guys have to remember, Uranus is still in Taurus, right? So things are just falling away quickly. Let them fall. You have the skills to do something else. You have the skills to say, no, I'm worth more. No, I can do this. If you look back on your life and you think about all the shit that went down and how you've been able to handle it, good, bad, or indifferent, you're still here and you still were able to do it. Puppies. So you give yourselves a pat on the back, okay? So the other thing I want to touch on real quick too is that Mars and Venus are conjunct, which is so beautiful to me. And so they will be conjunct up until the middle of March. and they are conjunct. They're both in Capricorn right now. And then they're going to move into Aquarius together, which I just think is very beautiful, right? But the idea with Mars and Venus conjunct, it's about coming into ourselves. Okay, it's about coming into ourselves. It's about our divine masculine and feminine within ourselves. The divine masculine knows when to move. The divine feminine knows to receive. And it's very natural, right? It just does it. And we've been out of balance for so long, right? But now we're in this new age of Aquarius. Now it's time to get recalibrated, and it goes back into when your masculine and feminine are moving divinely together, things are just going to come easier. Things are going to come more natural. Things are going to come at a soothing pace. Okay, what's that word, soothing again? And that's important to know, because a lot of times that when we were stuck in that toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, it was just such a struggle and such a fight, and it just doesn't have to be that way anymore. I've been reading a lot, or not been reading a lot, but I've been seeing it online with because Mars and Venus are conjunct, it's all about sexy time. And it's really not about sexy time. Guys have got to level up. Men and women can do more than just have sexy time together, okay? Right? It's time to start seeing, it's time to start going into a sacred sexuality phase, right? So just throwing that out there. But with Mars and Venus conjunct, it's really about ourselves, okay? You can have sexy time with yourself, right? But I mean that not just funny, whoa, but really, fall back in love with yourself. Really, if you're still looking outside of yourself for validation, which we do, but it needs to be noticed. Okay, it needs to be noticed, because Mars and Venus within us, Mars went through that upgrade, Venus has gone through an upgrade. It's time for us to catch up with this, right? So it's time for us to integrate these energies in our body. The sign of Capricorn is how we work and how we show up in the world, right? And so we want to be able to work flawlessly, right? Which, I'm saying this, we're still fucking humans, guys. We're not robots. We're not Instagram filters. We have wrinkles, circles. It's okay, right? It's time to meet reality where it is. Where are you now? Who are you now? How do you live now? What are your ideas now? What face cream do you use now? All these things, right? And it's time to love yourself for that. And, get into this new rhythm. And it's all happening right now on this Leo full moon. All personal planets are direct, So if you guys are feeling a lot of just, not really unrest, but I just feel it as pressure or just heaviness, notice it and let it go. Let it go. It's time to start this new way of being. It's time to start this new way of living. The age of Aquarius needs you to bring in these new ideas from this new energy, okay? And Leo, in the 27th, degree, that's a mature degree, wants you to see how you can put it into the world maturely, right? How you can do it, masculine and feminine are here. You're coming from this new sense of strength. You're coming from this new idea of who you are. We're now getting grounded in this with that North Node in Taurus, right? Pisces, the age of Pisces, very watery. Okay, lots of no boundaries. Taurus, boundaries. Earth, Aquarius. The sun's still in Aquarius. It's so interesting. The sun's in Aquarius. How do we bring these into? How do you put it out there? The moon is illuminated in Leo, right? How do we put that out there? Because we believe in it, right? Aquarians can be a little goofy and a little aloof. Right here. but Leos, when they're on, they have such a loving heart, and they do care about the community. When Leos are off, very egotistical, just things we don't like. So it is time to get this sun and moon within us balanced, start coming from a new place, dropping into the heart first, and then manifesting through the mind second. And this is going to be a big full moon. So if you guys want to do some full moon rituals, write down what it is that you no longer, believe in. Burn it. Fire it up, But really take notice about this idea of the masculine and feminine within you balancing, and how you project that into the world, okay? And I'm going to leave you. They always say, when I think about the lion, when they say this, like Siddhartha, and I know I've said this before, when he came into the enlightenment of the Buddha, he roared like a lion, right? Because he got back in touch with that, just that visceral self that, we've been just maybe ignoring because we can, because we can, right? So get back into the earth, right? Really get back into the earth within yourself, right? And balance that with the materials that we have, the materialistic ways that we live. You can find this balance. You can be crunchy and smooth at the same time. I think you can. Let's work on it. Okay, you guys, have a great full moon. If you're here in New Orleans, I hope you guys are all having, I know I am, a fun Mardi Gras. And I will talk to you soon. Of course, if you guys have questions, just always reach out to me. Francis says time's up. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.